Hello and welcome to the maths video. In this video we will discuss the Cartesian model and we will discuss how the graph is plotted. So there are two axes in the graph. One is the x-axis on the horizontal line and the other one is the y-axis that is plotted as the vertical line. And when these two lines intersect with each other, that point is denoted with 0 and that point is also known as point O, which is the point of origin for both the planes. So on the x-axis we have the positive values and negative values. Similarly on the y-axis we have the positive values for y and negative values for y. So any value that is on the right side of the 0 are positive values for x, and any values on the left side of the 0 are negative values for plane x or x-axis. Similarly, any values above the 0 on the vertical plane are positive values for y, and similarly any values below the 0 on the vertical plane are negative values for y. Now let's discuss how different points are plotted on the graph. Suppose you have to document the positive 2 and the positive 3 on the graph. So this is the point for the positive 2 and positive 3 for x and y respectively. Positive 2 for x is here and positive 3 for y is here. So the point of intersection will be written or marked here. And we can denote this point with A and within the bracket 2 comma 3. 2 representing the value of x, that is the positive value, and 3 representing the positive value for y. So this is the point of intersection for positive 2 and positive 3 for x and y respectively. Similarly, if suppose you have to mark the point for negative 4 for x and negative 1 for y. So we know that the negative values are on the left side for x and on the falling side on the vertical plane for y. So minus 4 for x is here and minus 1 for y is here. So the point of intersection for minus 1 and minus 4 are here. That is denoted as cross sign. We can mark this point as point B and within the bracket minus 4 comma minus 1, which means that minus 4 is for the x-axis and minus 1 is for the vertical plane, that is your y-axis. Now suppose if you are to plot the positive 3 for x and negative 1 for y. So we know that the positive 3 for x is here 1 2 3 positive value, and the negative 1 for y is down the 0 line. So on the vertical plane below the 0 we have the negative value for y. So the point of intersection for positive 3 for x and minus 1 for y is here. So you can mark this point with cross and say that this is the point C comma 3 comma minus 1, or C within the bracket positive 3 minus 1, positive 3 for x and minus 1 for y value. Now suppose if you have to plot the minus 2 for x and minus 2 for y. So both are negative values. We know that for x-axis the negative values are those values written before 0 on the left side. So minus 2 for x is here and the negative values for y is below the 0, that is minus 2 for the y here. So minus 2 for x and minus 2 for y are intersecting at a point. We can denote this point with D, and D within the bracket minus 2 comma minus 2 for x and minus 2 for y. So let's take another point, for example the positive 3 for x and negative 2 positive 3 for y and negative 2 for x. So negative 2 for x is here and positive 3 for y is here. So the point of intersection is here. You can also denote this point with some random symbol or random alphabet, like for example point F within the bracket minus 2 comma 3, minus 2 for x-axis and 3 for y plane. So this is the Cartesian model and this is the graphical format, and the questions in the exams come like to prepare the graphs for both the positive values for x and y and the negative values for x and y, and then the examiner gives you some combination for x and y axis. You have to identify the relevant points on the graphs and then you have to show the combinations and mark the point with some symbols or alphabets and show the intersection point first for x and then for y. I hope you got the point, and in the upcoming lecture we will discuss more concepts related to the graphs. So keep in touch, and you can subscribe the channel and share with your friends as well who are learning the mathematics. Thank you for watching.